When I got the call saying that they was bringing all 17 finalists up to New York for the announcement in February of last year, it was very exciting. I began to get nervous again, and thoughts in my mind came up of the past, of the letdown, and knowing why that they didn't really think that punters should be in the Hall of Fame, and all the negative things about it I shouldn't have been thinking about, but I was, because that was the trend I had gotten into. And when I was there and got the announcement, and then after the Super Bowl they introduced us, right before the game and all that. The next day we had to go and meet all the staff from the Hall of Fame and get to know them and what their job duties were, and where the main thing is what they were trying to do. They gave us, each one of us, a 3-ring binder, and it was all laid out in different stages of what was required of each one of us, what we had to do from that point forward until August when the induction came about. I really wanted the school itself to be involved in the process of going through this and knowing exactly what is in the background of what we have to do and what I need to do, and they knew I needed help. I got with Bill, I sit and talk with him from the athletic department and Dr. Bennett and all them. So if it had not been for the university in general to be a part of the work group, I don't think I could have ever got it done. I had time to kind of sit down, and all of a sudden it did hit me. I'm in. There's no more waiting, and there's no more frustration, and there's no more disappointments of having to sit around and waiting on that phone call. But I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month after that, when everything was finally said and done, that I realized, I'm number 282 in the Hall of Fame, and nobody can take that away from me. One of the surprising things in Canton is that, and I did not know this until after I had gotten up there. I don't forget who told me or who mentioned it, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's going to be former NFL punters here to support you." They all got together, and they've been planning this from the day that it was announced, and I didn't know about it until that week that they were actually going to be there. And we got a little space in the restaurant there at the hotel we were staying at, and it was just ours. It was just all the punters. And we was sitting there, and we was having, hors d'oeuvres and cocktails. We was signing balls. They brought a lot of stuff. They'd made T-shirts up, caps up, and all this. And we was just talking. That's all we were doing. We was just talking about things, reminiscing about, my days and their days in the NFL, what it was like, how it is now, But the main thing we were talking about is the non-recognition prior to this that the punters were not getting. But to have them there and support me and support the punters across the, where it's past punters or even present day punters, that was the biggest boost. And I think that made a total new light on the subject from around the country and the sports network, knowing that much mass of former punters are sticking together and want to be recognized and will be recognized. So maybe we started something. Now, once I got back from Canton, the university had planned a lot of things for me. The Raiders were planning some things for me. My hometown was planning some things for me. So I was continually going for about, up until, even into this year, but it's tapered off now. I mean, I'm pretty much back to the level now, but I get back here, and then we had that day for me in September. I believe it was September the 20th when we played Rice out here, and I got to meet, different people over here at the meet and greet deal and all this stuff. Then of course, a bunch of my great friends around Hattiesburg had gotten together and come up with me with a brand new truck and this and that and the other, which I probably wouldn't have bought anyway. But hey, it's the family that I'm looking at, and that was one of the reasons that I chose Southern Miss, not only for the university and the program and the ideas that they had to build this program, but it was the community around that was so much like Thompson, Georgia during my childhood and my growing up days. Yeah, I played and tried to make Southern Miss become known and all this and build that background and that foundation for the university to be what it is today. But it's something that I had grew up with, and it was my life, it was my childhood. It's just people being people, and you're not a number, you're an individual, you're a person of this community, and that's what made it so great that night here when they had it for me here, and then over at the basketball game when I first got back, is people still caring about people. Even though my name is sitting in Canton, Ohio, it's not mine, it's theirs. And I want to be a part of theirs, and it always will be.